This is a thinking of playing video about Hannibal at Bay. Hannibal at Bay is part of a series called Rome at War by Avalanche Press. This is the box for Fading Legions, the Fading Legions installment of the Rome at War series. Battles in the Age of Rome, again, Avalanche Press. On the back of the box for Fading Legions, which is Volume 2 in the Rome at War series, The Empire's Last Stand, you get 11 scenarios, an image of the map. Interestingly, well, I guess those, on the front there are images of the pieces, but on the back, the text emphasizes no combat charts, no markers, just an evening's gaming fun. So this is listed as 30 minutes to 3 hours playing time, 140 yards to an inch for map scale. It has both 2/3 inch counters and 1 1/4 inch long oblong counters, and 3 17-inch by 22-inch geomorphic maps, 8-page of rules, and scenario booklet. I don't know about all that information, the accuracy of all that information. I saved the Fading Legions box, but inside that box I actually have volumes 1, 2, and 3. So I have, inside the same box, I have the Hannibal at Bay game, and I have the Queen of the Celts game as well. So these are the oblong counters. So the series uses the same counter style. Same counter style throughout. Just a little bit of difference in presentation, but very, very, very similar. These are this is one of the maps from it's basic. Actually, it's very basic. It is basically a clear map broken up into these squares. 2 of these maps come with the Hannibal game. And the Rome at War maps, they changed quite a bit in graphic presentation, but the same style. So Rome at War, very basic, very, very basic maps. Three of those, so graphics for the Rome at War game are kind of cartoonish. In any case, incredibly simplistic. Very maps, very dull, plain. So the Fading Legions, it's nice that the Rome at War series uses separate scenario books for each side. So this is the Fading Legions Barbarian scenario book, and there's the Fading Legions Imperial scenario book. Scenario books themselves, they definitely have multi-paragraph historical setting and background, but other than that, it's really just text. Yep, really not much to them. So that would be the same scenarios, just showing only the barbarian setup information. And, just basic. Setup is basic areas by number and units by name. So it's Queen of the Celts, Rome at War. Okay, so the third volume, Queen of the Celts, did go to a single scenario book. So volumes 1 and 2 have separate scenario books. Volume 3 went to a combined. So scenario 1, the Medway, summer 43 CE, map, Roman setup, Roman reinforcements, Roman special rules, Britain setup, Britain special rules, etc. Historical background, terrain effects, special rules, druids, terrain effects, river fording, and then just basic listed scenarios. And finally, in Queen of the Celts, a terrain effects chart on cardstock. Queen of the Celts maps. These maps, not only do they look cartoony, now they look not even, well, this is like low quality computer generated cartoony. Just absolutely nothing worth mentioning at all. Again, the same style, though, numbered squares, basically, with irregular borders, but still basically squares. Another Queen of the Celts map, same concept. There's your legend. Clear rise, which looks like, I don't know what that is. Certainly does not look like a rise. Slope and woods. Just strangest graphical presentations ever from this company. But usable. Best I can say. All right, so Rome's conquest of Britain. This is actually nice. This is more than just straight text. This is historical background. So it's 8 pages. Well, 6 pages of text. That's nice. Rome's conquest of Britain. So entire background historical booklet. Okay, 3rd edition rules and 2nd edition rules. Okay. So that was a quick look at the entire series stuff. Now, if you were to get out Hannibal at Bay, again, the Roman and Carthaginian first installment, first volume in the Rome at War series. You get it out. You want to play it. How would that go? Okay, so you get it out. You prepare your counters. So take a look at these counters. Here is a leader. Massinissa. So you can see there are 3 figures there on horseback, complete with shading and terrain background. Name, that's Roman icon in the top left. Anyways, so you're looking over your pieces, very visually heavy, very pictorial, Take a look at some cavalry here. The units basically feature pictures of figures, and as these units take losses and go down in strength, the number of figures decreases accordingly. Yeah, how else to put it? The game comes, as the back of the book says, there are no game markers. They're just all units, and I don't think we're gonna see it. No, I don't think we're gonna see it in this. You would not see it in this scenario, but in other scenarios, if you have a unit that starts at like strength step 5, it's going to have 3 counters representing that 5-step unit. It's going to have, the front of one counter at step 5, flip it over step 4, take the counter off the map, replace it with the next counter that will have steps 3 and 2 on it, and then that one comes off, and finally step 1 of the unit, you pull on that 3rd counter. So multiple counters, multiple counters for the same unit. There should be advantages to that, but I really don't think it's just a different way of doing it is about all I can say. Just a different way of doing it. They say that there are no markers required in the game. You will see that you will want, in some cases, to provide your own markers. So anyways, technically, as I recall, it can be played with no markers, but there are definitely cases where you may want to put in use your own markers. Okay. This is one of 2 maps from the Hannibal at Bay game. It's basically clear. Yeah, you have some rise down here, but it's basically clear. Again, irregular borders, but basically a grid map. Okay. So you grab the Roman scenario book for Hannibal at Bay, open it up. You say, well, even if you were to scan over the scenarios, you would see that, well, scenario 1, Watchtower of Agathocles. You see it has very few units. It has 1 map, very few units. So maybe it's a good place to start. There are no, where are they? There are no long units in the scenario at all. So maybe it's a good place to start. So you take out the map, labeled with the Roman numeral 5. That's up here at the top of the left corner of the map. So you lay it out and you start setting up your formations. So it says Formation 1, Bodyguard of Prince Massinissa, Area 35, which is right here. You have, so you dig out your light cavalry designation new 21B. That's new 21B there. You find the unit with the right designation. I can't see what my camera is recording. So sets up on its reduced B side. So right away, okay, so there's the new 2-1 unit. There, and you see it says new 2-1A 3-5. Flip it over. New 2-1B, and it has, now it's 2-4. It's less figures. This is a reduced side of the unit new 2, NU2. Okay, and it tells you that sets up on its reduced B side. Okay, so there it is. Formation 2, Cavalry of Legatus Gaius Laelius. Area 74, that's up here. We have Laelius, leader counter there. And he has 2 heavy cavalry with him, Battalion 1 and 2. So, okay, so now we got heavy cavalry. So we saw before that the new 2-1B was light cavalry. So right away we're gonna key in on, okay, so we have heavy cavalry on the left, the IT-1 Alpha, and we have light cavalry, new 2-1B, Bravo, on the right. Heavy cavalry left, light cavalry right. Okay, so at this point, as you're setting up your first scenario, you might go, okay, let's go to the rules. We have light cavalry and we have heavy cavalry. Okay, so this is what I'm looking for. How do you distinguish heavy cavalry from light cavalry? Heavy cavalry have a box behind their combat strength number. Light cavalry may charge enemy units. Okay, so that's probably the black box they're talking about. And what do you know? I don't think I went through all of that, and I don't think that they had instituted yet. So back to the heavy cavalry on the left, light cavalry on the right. I don't think they had instituted. Oh well, I don't think they had instituted the black box behind the strength yet. So, so that's that. I think it is in later games where the heavy cavalry, which you want that quick reference. Okay, heavy cavalry, light cavalry. Okay. And in this scenario, we're really just dealing with heavy and light cavalry and leaders. Light cavalry, heavy cavalry, and leaders. So that's the heavy cavalry there. Formation 3, Cavalry of Publius Cornelius Scipio, Army Commander. So here he is. Here's the Army Commander. He has heavy okay, so he has heavy cavalry too. RM, I guess Roman 1 and 3 here. So we have Roman and Italian. So Roman 1, Italian 3. This is Italian 1, Italian 2. Okay, so we got set up, Area 73. Okay, that's it for the Romans. As Special rules: any Roman leader who was killed can only be replaced with a lesser leader per rule 18.22. Okay. Ambush. We're going to have to get back to this ambush because there's... On the first turn, only the Roman player automatically goes first. Okay, we'll get back to that. So then we go to the Carthaginian scenario book. Go to the same scenario 1, Watchtower of Agathocles, and same scenario information up to the up through the background and map layout. Now, there's only one Carthaginian formation, advanced cavalry force of Hanno, which for game purposes is an army commander. So area 37 right here, we have Hanno and some heavy cavalry here and some light cavalry here, both set up on their reduced sides. Area 38, we have light cavalry new 1. Yeah, new 1. And that's the wrong one. Okay, I'll change that out. That's supposed to be new 1 2A. Area 39, light cavalry new 1 3B. And new 1 4B. Okay, 4B, those two. Oh, so I'm missing another light cavalry unit here. Okay. And then area 40, we have new 1 5 Bravo, new 1 6 Bravo, and heavy cavalry pulling up the rear. CA, Carthaginian, 2 Bravo. So they all begin reduced. Yeah, all the cavalry begin reduced to their B sides. Okay. So while it looks, what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cavalry, well, 8 because I missed one. 8 cavalry units and 1 leader, but all the cavalry are reduced 1 step versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Roman cavalry units, 1 of them reduced. Okay. So now we can see the ambush again. Oh, Carthaginian special rules. New leaders. If Hanno here is killed, he may only be replaced by a lesser leader per rule 18.22. Ambush. On the first turn only, the Roman player automatically goes first. There is no order of battle roll on turn 1. However, the Roman player does have to roll normally to see how many of his formation leaders he can activate. 5.2. If he rolls more than Scipio's initiative, he loses his ambush advantage, and the Carthaginian player may roll to activate instead per rule 5.22. On the second turn onwards, players make normal order of battle and activation rolls. No army collapse. Okay, victory conditions. Okay. So there, you've set it up. You have your quick reference card printed out. So you want to jump right in. You go to the sequence of play. And it says Rome at War is played in a series of turns. Each turn has a varying number of phases that must be played in this order. And that's how, for thinking of playing Hannibal at Bay, Volume 1 from the Rome at War series. That's how it would look to set it up, get into the first scenario, and prepare for play. This is a buckets of dice system, so we have a bunch of dice handy, and we have, like I said, we have some homemade markers because they might come in handy to mark some things, despite what the back of the box says. Okay, so this is where I'll leave it for now.